Shalom. You reached the He Pray channel. My name is Azim Mawad. But first and foremost, I want to say, call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Harakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, 7:13:19, where I learned this truth from and who rule well, according to the will and prophecy of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Salutations to the Bakiyar, the elect, the 144,000. That's 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel consist of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and indigenous of America. The 144,000 being the governing body within the one-third. The rest of the one-third comprises of elect men, women, and children. Shalom to those Israelites scattered due to the diaspora and also the triangular trade. So our people come looking like different ethnicities, having various complexions. So this is not a black thing. We're not the black Hebrew Israelites. We're just Hebrew Israelites. Shalom to those that died in this truth. It says the dead should be raised up first. Those that will be accompanying Yahweh Shah on his return, including our King, King Marshall, who is King David. And as always, it's an honor and privilege, honor and blessing to continue to do this work. The water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah for answering my prayers and permitting me to do such. Baba Kasha Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah allow us to be an edifying lesson to at least one member of the elect. So this is going to be a quick hitter. It's from the mirror.com. It says, disturbing. J.D. Vance, ICE, door-to-door comments compared to 1930s Germany after horror shooting. Let's see. It says Vance's statements were made public after an ICE agent shot and killed a 37-year-old old woman in Minneapolis on Wednesday, sparking citywide protests. Vance joined Jesse Waters' show as the conversation shifted to the administration's plans to boost ICE recruitment and expedite deportations, with Trump branded a disgrace to humanity after his comment about the dead Minnesota mother. Federal officials have claimed that the woman, identified as Renee Nicole Good, tried to run over immigration officers with her car, a claim disputed by the mayor of Minneapolis, who accused the involved agent of acting recklessly. It comes after an ICE agent's cam footage exposed the truth and revealed Good's final 8 words before she was shot in the face. And spirit's going to be out there for a lot of more you women, especially you women, to get shot in the face. ICE faced widespread protests and debate. The incident has sparked widespread protests and intense debate over the officer's actions. Waters asked Vance, if you get the immigrants that came here illegally, that will bring prices down. Are you getting these illegals out fast enough? To which Vance responded, we always want to get them out faster. A lot of these ICE agents that we have hired in the past 6 months, they're not even done with training. So all the big investments we made at border security, what we've actually done is get 2.8 million illegal aliens out without all of the really big issues we've been working on. That was just simple willpower with the president of the United States saying this is done. I think if we're to see those deportation numbers ramp up as we get more and more people online working for ICE, going from door to door, making sure if you're a illegal alien, you're going to have to get out of this country. And if you want to come back, apply through the proper channels. One ex-user vocally opposed Vance's door-to-door reference, comparing it to 1930s Germany in a scathing criticism. They wrote, door to door, the Fourth Amendment still exists. This is starting to look disturbingly like Germany in the 1930s. Well, really, this is Nazi Germany, man. This is the Fourth Reich. America is that Fourth Reich. It says the Department of Homeland Security announced on Saturday that over 12,000 new officers have been brought on board at ICE as part of the expanded recruitment initiative. And I guess this is Mrs. Good, which these Edomites, I'm assuming she is. These Edomites age like spoiled milk, but not trying to be facetious, but we're in those times, man. To regain a little seriousness in this discussion. But now we're at the end. But first, let me read Habakkuk chapter 2, chapter 2. I'll start at the top. It says, I will stand upon my watch. And we've been standing upon our watch, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and those that have the same doctrine. We've been reporting these things. We've been telling you things through prophecy that it was going to transpire, man. But a lot of you niggas, you said, oh, it's not going to happen in my lifetime. Well, guess what is happening this year? And set me upon the tower and will watch to see what will, and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it, which is these prophecies. And running meaning to run the race. And I'm not talking about on the take K type run the race. It says, for the vision is yet for appointed time. But now we're in those times in which these prophecies are speaking. But at the end it shall speak. And obviously we're at the end because they're speaking. And not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. This is Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do you measure the time? By being in these scriptures, looking at what the prophet said beforehand. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So that's why we ain't tripping on Esau, what he got going on, what he trying to do now. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Now you have uproars all over the place. You have earthquakes all over the place. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? So all these things were already written, man. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings. Salakia. I just got off of work, man. Now I gotta go right back in the morning. So I'm kind of tired. So I still wanted to man up and do this video. I already did a video today, but I wanted to do another video. And hell, the most High put the spirit on me, I'll do another video. Because how much longer do we have? Verse 6, it says, even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings, in wonders, and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. So a lot of you ain't got no works to show for, so how you going to be saved? And by faith, you don't have faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. You have faith in sweet Jesus. That fucking rod blower. It says, whereby ye have believed, and we believe in what we have learned and what we were taught, shall be preserved from the said perils. Perils meaning dangers. So we ain't tripping on the Gestapo coming through, muscling their way into homes and breaking the backs of you black women, man. Because I could perceive that there's gonna be a lot of there's gonna be a lot of hair helmets that's gonna be touching the ground, man. It says, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So if you're the elect, you're gonna be protected all the way into the end, man. Which, of course, the things that this damn devil is doing is all prophetic. Yet you people still think the Bible is a fairy tale book. This is Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Which this is these Edomites, man. And what they finna send to you, Jakes, is the Gestapo, the modern day Gestapo in the form of ICE. And their so-called initiative in doing such is to clean America up before the World Cup. It says, and they shall take away certain of you, and that's dealing with the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and feed you being idle, you being held up, stationary, locked up with things offered onto idols, which you got to refuse those things. And one of those, the main things that they're going to offer is the MOTB. It says, and they that consent, those that agree, unto them shall be had in derision. Derision, pretty much to be mocked. Just make sure. From Etma Online. Yeah, ridicule, mockery, subjecting to ridicule or mockery, lining up with Proverbs, the first chapter. And in reproach and trodden underfoot, they're going to get broke down. Why? Because they didn't hearken on to the voice of the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua Ba'ashim Harakhudash. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua. Mind you, because they're going door to door. They shall be like mad men. They're going to be shooting you. They probably going to be raping women, doing things to your kids, making you watch. They ain't gonna care about your blood curdling and screams because they have a special demon on them, and that demon is to execute vengeance of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua on the left hand side, man. And it's gonna be a good thing. It's gonna be a good day when the end gets her wig split, man. In the spirit of Big Herc 916 wig splitter, you know. It says they should be like madmen, sparing none. They didn't spare that white bitch, so what makes you think they're gonna spare you? Only see. Once again, it goes back to this too. A lot of you unattractive, out of shape, disgusting attitude, man in the face, masculine ass women, you're gonna get taken out in these times, man. All you bull sharks, all you lesbians, all you women that confront men and try to fight men. Oh, you're gonna have a good time in these days. Cause they're coming, man. That flood, right? Going to Isaiah the 59th chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, the western hemisphere, and his glory from the rising of the sun, which is the east, and that's the direction in which he's coming to return to earth. When the enemy, which is Esau and his armies, shall come in like a flood, and like as they got a term called warp speed, you know, those military men are gonna be running through like raging waters, man, at warp speed, man. Go YouTube how they described the kidnapping of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. They said it was almost like a flood. It was almost like a flood, Bill. Got in there so fast, caught him in his drawers. It says, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. So now we're going to get to see Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua get down, man, against these damn devils, because he's going to lift up a standard against them. Right? Going back to 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods. Right? They're going to be casting your shit out your house, going through your refrigerators, being a demon, man. And I perceive a lot of them are going to get blown away. There's going to be a lot of citizens that ain't going to have that shit. A lot of you cops, a lot of you agents, you're gonna get filled with holes or possibly broken apart by spiritual powers. It says, and cast them out of their houses, and they're gonna kick you niggas out of your houses, man. You don't own shit. A lot of you think you own your house, and I'm always gonna have that house, and you're gonna pass it down. You don't own shit. Now the chickens is coming home to roost. You're gonna find out the hard way that you don't own shit. This white man can come in and take whatever he wants. You just saw what he did to Venezuela. It says shall they be known who are my chosen, the ones that have been warning you people about these things, man. Day in and day out, week in and week out, warning. And you didn't take heed, man. So all the thing you gonna have left in the back of your mind is like, damn, them Hebrew Israelite niggas was right. What do I do? Where are they at? What do I do? What's the names? Because the Most High is gonna put on you the spirit of fear. It says, and they shall be tried meaning tested as the gold in the fire. And they're gonna come out, the elect that is, purified from all these fiery trials that they're about to be put through. It says, hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahushua, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your God. Right. So if Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with you, and no particular group is a cloak, don't matter what group you're in, they're not going to be able to save you. Nobody can save you. Being in a group is not guaranteed that you're of the elect. Being outside of a group doesn't guarantee that you're going to be destroyed, man. That's why the scriptures say, seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Why? Because it's an individual basis, man. Woo! Going back to what have you done for me lately? Have you been, on fire, diligent? It says, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith Yahweh, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. You know? Because certainly, this is the time of Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. The last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. And Jacob is dealing with you so-called blacks, Latinos, and indigenous. But in, I want to say the word stark. Yeah, in stark reality, it's gonna be everybody's time of Jacob's trouble, man. Um, but as Yahweh Shah said, they're gonna demonize the men of Yahweh Shem Shah, man. So that's coming soon too. This is St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Let's go see what it means to be afflicted. Afflicted, person or persons in constant suffering of body or mind, right? And shall kill you. Some are going to taste death, man. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried or tested. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which 10 is biblically a number for completion. So a complete amount of time that, is written in your lot for you to be in that circumstance. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So you have to be faithful unto death, man. Going back to St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 9, it says, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So we're going to be hated of all nations, man. This damn devil, this demon, Esau, you know, he's going to push that narrative, man. And then shall many be offended. A lot of you are offended now, man. But so much more when this demonization and humiliation goes down, man. Let's see how well a lot of you take humiliation, because a lot of you know, enjoyed in humiliating others. It says, and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. And that's going to be the atmosphere real soon, man. You ain't going to be able to trust anyone. Not that you should have anyway, but how much more so these times coming. It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, which means to grow cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel, good news of the kingdom, shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. And we're in the end, man. Just like, you have a sense when you watch some of these particular action movies that the end is nigh, because things start to heat up. It starts to climax. Let's see what this means. Right. So it's like a crescendo. The highest point is America being wiped off the face of the earth by thermonuclear missiles, man. So with that, I hope at least one brother of the elect was edified. And I'm going to say shalom.